Hey everybody, it's Alan Brockstein of 420 Investor. I have Bill Chaaban of Creative Edge Nutrition, symbol FITX, with some very big announcement that he made Friday. This is Sunday, March 9th. We're getting this out in front of the press release that will be released on Monday, March 10th, before the market opens. How you doing, Bill?
Great, Alan. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's good to talk about this. Very exciting. Can you tell me about this new acquisition that you did of Hemp Technologies?
Yes, absolutely. Well, myself and Dr. Sam Alloway, we were in New Zealand for the past week, and we've been in I'd been negotiating this deal prior to that for many weeks before, and it was we had an agreed upon deal, and we needed to get on a plane and go meet face to face and to complete our due diligence on this deal. So we ended up acquiring a 51% stake and the assets of Hemp Technologies, basically worldwide, everything that they're into worldwide. And Hemp Technologies, they've been very busy over the years. They have they've developed a hemp vodka, a hemp beer, hemp soap, hemp shampoo, hemp building materials, hemp homes, pretty much everything hemp powder for food, everything hemp they're involved in. And there's two players in the company. There's Greg Flavell, the founder, and Miss Andrea Herman. And under our deal, it was a key condition of the deal that Mr. Flavell would step down, and Miss Andrea Herman would become the president of Hemp Technologies Global, which will be soon to be organized, and also president of all the Hemp Technologies subsidiaries, Canada, New Zealand, USA, and every other market that they operate in.
Well, that sounds exciting, and I think I saw in the press release that there's a medical aspect to this as well. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, we've through their work with hemp, there is the extraction of CBDs from the hemp leaves, and this is being done in a joint venture with one of their partners. And so it's very exciting for us because, I'm sure as everybody knows, there's the Charlotte's Web strain, which is zero THC, very low THC, and all CBD. So this will also allow us access, since Hemp Technologies is a grower and processor of hemp, it'll allow us access to hemp straight from the source.
And so what markets will you serve? Obviously Canada is not one that you can serve immediately anyway. What are the markets that you intend to serve with the extracted CBD?
Well, the thing, our process over the next 90 days is to build a new infrastructure for Hemp Technologies Global. They have so many projects that they've been involved in over the years. We have to set up multiple subsidiaries. We have, the spirits division, the home and building materials division, the food division, the textile division. They're just absolutely into everything hemp. And that's what we're going to organize that over the next 90 days, and then we're going to build out the business model and continue with joint ventures that they're involved in, and enter into new ones. They've also been involved in hemp automotive, which I forgot to mention.
Well, that's exciting.
So, based on what you asked, legal-wise, we have to go, and we're approaching every country from where they've been operating to see how we're best able to do things. And one thing I would like to note that New Zealand is a Commonwealth country, and once and if we do receive a license from Health Canada, it will give us good standing in New Zealand to potentially open a facility for medical marijuana there. I know it's before their politicians and their population right now, and they're looking to legalize medical marijuana, and I would assume because of their Commonwealth country, it's going to emulate what's going on in Canada.
Well, that's great. So the press release was a little skinny on this, but I think you're ready to tell us about some of the financial aspects. Sure,
absolutely. Okay, well, we guaranteed employment under Creative Edge Nutrition for the key players, what I see as the world's foremost experts on hemp. Made sure we locked them in, and we have them for 5 years at least. We've committed $4 million capital injection into the Hemp Technologies Global and subsidiaries for project development over the next 2 years. and we issued 15 million restricted shares, which hold a restriction of a year, to Hemp Technologies New Zealand.
Okay, and then are you able to tell us anything about their total revenue or any sort of financial metric on their side?
It wasn't a deal for the existing financials; it was a deal for the intellectual property, and there's what you have here is you have human assets, and you have joint ventures and deals worldwide. Is what they bring to the table.
Got it. Okay, and then going forward, I just want everybody to be clear. What's the management structure going to look like? Ms. Herman's going to be working for Creative Edge, is that correct?
Yes, Ms. Andrea Herman is going to be, Mr. Flavel stepping down. He will continue to work for the company, but not in the management capacity. And Ms. Andrea Herman will become the president of Hemp Technologies Global. She will report to me, as it'll be our subsidiary. And she is also being appointed as the Chief Scientific Officer for Creative Edge Nutrition. She's an expert in hemp and cannabis.
And where is she based?
She's a dual citizen, U.S. and Canadian. She's based out of Manitoba currently.
Okay, great. So, well, this sounds really exciting. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the deal before we cover a couple of other issues?
Well, I think it's very exciting considering that President Obama just signed the Farm Bill almost a month ago, which is going to allow hemp to be grown in the United States. So I think it's a huge move for our company, and it's a huge move for the country. Okay,
well, let's switch gears then. I know some people have been talking about the restricted shares coming on lock. What can you tell us about the insider selling that you're aware of?
Well, I've been getting a lot of inquiries from shareholders asking, what's going on. There's a lot of shares that are becoming unrestricted. I unfortunately can't call each person individually and say, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? But I do get notification from the transfer agent if people are removing the restrictions off their shares. And I have to say that a very, very small percentage of the restricted shares have had restrictions removed. And from some of the key shareholders that hold large lots, they've indicated to me numerous times that they are in this as longs, and they would not be selling at these prices.
And then what about your own personal approach here?
I myself, I continue to file my 144, as does Jeff Thomas. I'm personally invested through my company over $1.7 million in Creative Edge Nutrition. I sold some shares to alleviate the financial position it put me in. It made a tight cash flow for my personal company because I've been lending money to Creative Edge over the last 2 years. So some shares were sold to alleviate that cash crunch and allow me to focus my time on Creative Edge. It's become more than a full-time job, and I've had to pass on my responsibilities in my personal company.
And so I assume those weren't at 5 cents a share?
No, definitely not.
And so going forward, do you have an outlook on your own? Was that it? Whatever we find out you sold, is that going to be it? Or
yeah, that is it. Absolutely for now. There's no other need. It was just like I said, and I'm also talking to our accountant and also our attorneys to see about if I'm able to forgive potentially the balance of what Creative is owed to me. So we're exploring all options, and we do still have intent to do a share buyback. However, it's not the best use of our funds at this point in time, as we're building out our facility, and we have some obligations to Hemp Technologies. So the share buyback won't be immediately, but it is still planned, and hopefully in the future.
Well, you had made that pretty clear the last time we spoke on the webinar.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of inquiries since, actually.
Got it. It was clear to me that it's basically after approval and cash flow, that's your use of the cash flow at that point in time.
Yes.
Okay, so then another question I've been getting is there's been some talk about, you said that your audited financials should be due, I think, in April. What is the time frame? Is that still correct? And what is the time frame for uplisting to OTC rather than pink sheets?
Yeah, it was the SCD transaction, which will be 2 years in, I believe, the end of April. and that was the impediment. As I said, there was another transaction we entered into, which we went and we had reversed and had our out. That was the Canadian Nutrition Superstore, so that's no longer a impediment for us uplisting. It was just once the SCD transaction matures to over 2 years, then we will. We've already beginning the process of getting everything ready for an uplist. I guess it's just going to matter about where the share price is at, and that's the big thing, I guess, which determines what exchange you go to and how much money's in the bank. And
right, it has to close above 10 cents for a certain number of.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so I have no intention of doing a reverse to accomplish that. That would absolutely not happen.
So is that the main issue? First, you get the financials, the audited financials filed. Then you wait for your stock to be 10 cents or higher for the number of days prescribed.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there any other?
Meet the criteria. No, that's pretty much it. I mean,
okay.
Since I've taken over, I wanted to get out of the pinks, but you deal with the cards you're dealt, and so it's just it's been a waiting game, but we've made sure that our getting our house in order to make sure that we're able to accomplish our goals.
Got it. All right, and then of course everybody wants to know the big project. What's going on there? Are you still on track? Has anything come up since you had that meeting a few weeks ago?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Everything's on track. The weather, I mean, obviously we never got a break, but we're getting a break this week, hopefully. Fencing is looking absolutely crazy. It's definitely going to resemble a prison. Half of the posts are up. I was told the rest of the posts will be up this week. Fencing should be done within the next 1.5 to 2 weeks. We increased the size of the vault because we changed the design of the 27,000 square foot building. So the vault we have is on order. We anticipate delivery the first or second week of April. Once that's in, we get the cameras installed, and then we call for inspection. Basically, like I said, you need fencing, you need security, you need cameras, and you need the vault. And the vault does come in 4-foot sections, so it's assembled basically like Lego. And we will be pouring the floor.
And I've got a couple of questions on this. Are there certain categories that you're applying for or not applying for?
Yeah, we're building a level 10 vault, which is the highest category under the controlled drug section for Health Canada. So this is probably one of the top vaults in North America.
Okay, and then so you've shared some guidance. Obviously, you can't give an exact date on when you expect to complete, but what about the timeline for inspection? Do you have some sort of estimate for when you tell Health Canada that you're ready to be inspected? How long will it take them to respond, and how long until you are licensed? And then, as a follow-up, when would your first sale be? Have you given that any sort of thought?
Well, Health Canada basically, in an email, they asked for 2 weeks' notice to be able to have the inspector on site. So once we hit the end of the month and determine that everything is 100% on schedule, then we will call and make an appointment for inspection, which I'm assuming will be the 3rd or 4th week of April. It has to be after Easter, though. I mean, Canada, Easter, Good Friday, Easter Monday, everything's closed, so it'll be after that. I'm assuming, and then after that, once you get licensed, then we will source the seeds. We're not able to acquire the seeds yet until we have the license. Seeds will be brought in, and we'll start growing.
So it sounds like about at least 7 or 8 weeks after, or longer, right? From the first sale.
I'd say for the first sale, it's going to be 7 or 8 weeks, and then after that, it'll all happen very, very quickly from there. But like I said, we're still on track. We've accelerated the build out, and we'll have 3 divisions. We'll have the hemp division, we'll have the medical marijuana division. Both will work very, very closely together, and then we have the supplement side. Right,
and then in terms of one last question on the current project, obviously you need to start building your model for going after the physicians. When do you plan? Are you going to wait until the license is granted, and is that enough time to start building those relationships, or when does that start?
Well, that's already been started. This is all the things we've been doing behind the scenes. We just weren't waiting. We weren't going to wait for the license and then start.
Got it.
Every infrastructure's been put in place.
Okay. Anything else that you want to tell shareholders before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, I thank them for their patience. I mean, obviously, if it was up to me, we'd be up and running and licensed and producing, but things take time. And this is a huge project, and it's got to be done right.
I hear you. Okay, well, thank you very much, Bill. I look forward to meeting you face-to-face next Monday, actually.
Awesome. I do as well. Thank you very much, Alan.
All right.